Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I am your host, Dennis Bethalkis. It's been a little while. That's because I've been out in the wilds of San Diego at Comic-Con. Yes, and welcome to a very special edition of Comic-Con. It's Comic-Con special, basically. What's been going on? Because there's been a shit ton of just, news that's come out just in the last hour or so. And quite honestly, there's just too much that I pared it down a little bit as well, so that we're not going over a whole bunch of different things. How's everyone doing tonight? I know it's late for some of you guys out in the East Coast. Sorry, but the Marvel panel was at 5:15 my time, and I didn't get into that thing because people were camping out for fucking 15 hours to get a wristband just on the off chance of getting in line to maybe get into Hall H. I was not doing that shit because last night I was hobnobbing with the cast from The Boys. There's only 300 people in that one, so yeah, not really hobnobbing with them, honestly. I saw them from a distance. I actually was standing next to Jack Quaid at one point. Didn't realize I was standing next to him until someone asked him for a selfie, and by then the security kind of mobbed around him because they realized that he had strayed from the group of people. It was kind of funny. But yeah, that's my Comic-Con moment for this year is with celebrity brushes and things like that. It was Jack Quaid this year, so that was funny. And I also saw Derek Robertson, who of course is the artist for The Boys. Happy as a clam, much deserved. Props to you, Derek. I'm glad shit's working out. Saw the first 2 episodes, good, and I will talk about that later as we go along as well. Yeah, I know. Open bar. Let's talk about The Boys for a second. Why not? We'll do that. Yeah, exactly. No big deal. It happens every day, Viking. But when you're a star, that kind of happens now. You stealthy motherfuckers, what Stanley Tweedle says. Yes, I left con early today because Saturday it was so fucking stupid, honestly, is what it was. There's no other way to describe it. Viking Bitch knows about this. So does Movie Finobi. I showed them some pictures once I was out of the dead zone of cell traffic. And quite honestly, there had to have been at least 500,000 people down in that area. And there was just no way of getting into anything at all down there. If you wanted to see, I mean, the Indigo line, they had people waiting out in the sun with no hope of getting in for where they were in the line. Hall H, they cut off. Actually, they weren't allowing people in unless they had a wristband on from the night before. So you couldn't even get into line for Hall H. And Ballroom 20, I didn't even chance it. I was like, yeah, screw it. If those two are that bad, I am not going anywhere near Ballroom 20. So, hey, Joker, you're caught up on Legion now. Nice. Hopefully you're enjoying it, man, because I certainly am, and I'm looking forward to it on Monday. I will be catching up on Krypton, iZombie, and Swamp Thing, of course. So we will do that. You see any cosplay, Dennis? I didn't see anybody that I knew, Mr. Roboto, and I did see some cosplay. People are cosplaying. It's a lot of Spider-Man. A lot of Spider-Man. And a lot of people are dressed up as the Ships Ahoy from costume. It was kind of funny. I was in line with some guys yesterday morning. We were getting ready to get in, and we kept seeing Ships Ahoy, Ships Ahoy, Ships Ahoy. And the guy's like, you know what? I bet you, goes, that show just came out 3 weeks ago from Stranger Things 3. He goes, how in the hell are people doing that? And he goes, I bet you it's on Amazon. And sure enough, he checks it, and it's a $60 costume. Everyone was wearing the exact same costume. They had bought it on Amazon and just put it on. It was an easy costume. So that and Spider-Man, there's a lot of different versions of Spider-Man. So it was kind of interesting. Punk Rock Spider-Man, which was actually awesome, was there with an electric guitar playing the Jaws theme outside while people were baking the shit out of themselves in the Indigo ballroom line. So, hey, Ed Brewer, how's it going? Scoops Ahoy. Sorry about that, Stanley Tweedle. Chips Ahoy, Ships Ahoy, whatever it was. Scoops Ahoy. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't remember what the name of the shop was. I've been standing out in the sun as well, so a little bit on the half-baked side. And also last night I was standing in fucking line for 3 hours to get into that, literally 3 hours to get into the boys thing because they only let in 300 people. So getting back to that premiere, I went to the panel for the boys beforehand. That started at 3:45. My GoPro was crapping out, so I am going to have video of that up. It's going to be a little bit on the choppy side. I'm warning you right now, but it is almost in its full entirety. It's close, and no Stanley Twill. I didn't get to. I don't inhale, so never mind. And I immediately, once I got out at 5, I hauled ass going straight over, even though they said the doors weren't opening until 7 and that the lineup wasn't going to happen until 30 is what they said. I just hauled ass straight over there. And sure enough, the line had already started. And they gave out, of course, more tickets than even if you had an RSVP ticket to get in and all that stuff. They were only letting in 300 people. So I was like number 213, I think is what I was when I got in there. And then I got to wait in line for 3 hours out in the sun. Then they let us in, and it was kind of funny. The people that I was in line with, we were talking, and we're like, he heard it was an open bar, and that's why he invited his friends along and got tickets for them and everything. And he was like, I sure as hell hope it's an open bar because otherwise they're going to be pissed at me for waiting this long in line. Sure enough, it was an open bar, which was nice. You could drink as much as you want. They gave us food. So they had portobello mushroom sliders, pulled pork sliders, French fries, vegan dogs, beef dogs, popcorn, milkshakes. And am I forgetting anything else? I think that was it out of all the stuff. But of course, beer, these vodka drinks that they were making, all that kind of stuff. And yes, that is the best part. Open bar, open bar, open bar, open bar. Did I mention it was an open bar? And by the way, it was an open bar. Surprise, SBO. Yes, Marks, it is. And the other thing that was kind of cool, if I can hang on a sec, I've got a lot of crap sitting around me at the moment. Yeah, you guys don't get to see, you get to see the nicety that's behind me. You don't see the other stuff on the other side of the screen that's just a fucking mess right now. But anyway, this is what I have right here. Yes, this was underneath my seat. And yes, it says fuck soups on there. That's the boys. This will be a giveaway, by the way, on this channel for the boys when I actually review the boys when it comes out in a scant 10 days, 9 days, something like that. So yes, this will be a giveaway. It is. They also had blankets there too because we were outside. It was at the same Amazon experience that I've been posting pictures on and all that stuff. And if you haven't by now, know this, but you can go to my website, suspendedfanimation.com. You will see my schedule up there. You'll also see the links to everything I've got: Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, all that kind of stuff. It's up there, and YouTube as well. And if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button right down there and hit the like button as well while you're down there, as you know, do a little bit like that. Other things I've gotten. So going back to the boys before I do this, the entire cast was there. So I forgot that Homelander is actually played by the Anthony. I'm forgetting his last name. He was the dude who was the lead on Banshee, the Cinemax TV show, which is really damn good. And I like him as an actor. And he plays Homelander very, very well. Elizabeth Shue was there. She looked awesome as well. And also from Timeless, the guy who played Rufus, because this is an Eric Kripke run show. So the guy who played Rufus was there from Timeless, because he's in the show in a couple of later episodes of season 1, and I believe in season 2. He's also on Preacher as well. Seth Rogen was there, his writing partner as well, Evan Goldman. And of course, Carl Urban was there. Carl Urban being awesome as he is. Shue going to Cobra Kai? Hell no, Ed Brewer. She's not going to Cobra Kai anytime soon. And I know they're doing season 3 because Billy Zabka was at one of the other panels that I was at right before The Boys. It was called the Entertainment Weekly Brave Warriors. And so they had a couple of different cast members, and I got the full panel of that as well, which I will post up. That was actually a really fun panel. But I digress. We got to see the first 2 episodes of The Boys uncut and swearing gore, everything. It's there. Yes, it's there. There's something a little bit off in the series. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it was just because I was cold, maybe because I was tired, maybe because I'd been standing in line for 3 hours. Maybe it was a couple of beers that I had. The five, I mean, six, seven, I mean, 2 beers that I had. So, yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. And like I said, Jack Quaid didn't even realize I was standing right the hell next to him. And until someone asked him for an autograph and somebody else asked him for a selfie. And I'm like, oh, wait, because it was a little bit dark where I was standing there. It was right in front of they had a full mock up of the store that Huey works in with the Cadillac, with Butcher's Cadillac driven through the front window. And the entire cast was inside the shop doing pictures, and they were doing video and all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't expecting anyone to be outside. I was actually trying to get a shot of them inside, and I wound up right next to Jack Quaid, which was kind of funny. So, yeah. Hey Joe, my clone name. Hey, Joe Greer and Joe are here. It's neat. Yeah. Down there. What? The boys should come out next Thursday, Friday. Exactly, Stanley Tweedle. It's next week. That is correct. The chat needs to know, did you WYA wash your ass? Morks, I always wash my ass when I'm here at con, because you know why? You need to wash your ass when you do this, when you go to these things, because yes. And from what I understand, it's catching on. I just talked to Feisty as well before the con came started here. Feisty and I hung out. Feisty fan, if those of you don't know, and she even mentioned, she goes, yes. Now after watching the video, she goes, I'm self-conscious, and she goes, I had to wash my ass. Language, yes. I don't give a shit about my language because it's always fucking bad. Yes. Hashtag wash your ass. So I was in line also for the boys, in Ballroom 20. And there was a kid that was right behind me in line. We were talking. It was his first time at Comic-Con. He had come by himself. And so I was talking to him a bit and telling him what to expect, because he had never been in a panel before. He had never gone to one. That was his first one. And it was kind of a nice panel for him to go to. It was kind of nice for him to go. Actually, we went into Steven Universe is where we came in first. I actually have a Steven Universe button for those people that are interested. That will also be a giveaway as well. And then we went into the Entertainment Weekly panel, and then we went into the boys panel. I couldn't stay around for Carnival Row, which I did want to go and see. It, like I said, I had to haul ass and get straight over. Actually, I had to use the bathroom first and then go over to there. It's his moneymaker. Ask Taylor. Exactly, Ed Brewer. Everyone remembers that. Yes. Wash your ass or your hand. You wash both, Mr. Roboto. You wash your ass and your hands. Preferably you wash your hands after you've washed your ass. Yeah, you need to do both. And deodorant and mouthwash and toothpaste. But he did give me an idea, the kid that was in line there. And that was a line etiquette, like what to do if you've never been in a panel before, what to expect, that kind of stuff. And I never really thought about it until, I was telling him, yeah, you want to do this, you want to do that, and how to move up, seats and stuff like that. And it's always good to leapfrog things like, we actually started off in Steven Universe off on one side of the hall and a little bit back, which was fine because we weren't really into Steven. Actually, the Steven Universe panel wasn't bad. I'm not a fan of it. And but after watching the crew that was up there, the cast, they were really into it. They were actually doing musical numbers. Estelle is her name. She's one of the characters, and also I guess a singer as well. Did a whole musical number. I didn't record it, unfortunately, because I was saving my GoPro charge, unfortunately. So yeah, that seemed like a lot of fun. And then we leapfrogged up quite a bit. Mork says, my daughter loves Steven Universe, so I have to watch it. Mork, so you have to watch it? Yeah, we know that. Why did dentists have to tell grown-ass people hygiene do's and don'ts? What the fuck? Because a lot of grown-ass people don't have never been taught this, or don't do this kind of thing, and they actually need to be aware of it, unfortunately. Even if I want a swamp thing, should I wash my ass? Yes, Mr. Roboto, you should wash your ass. Yes. The Steven Universe art style bugs me. I'm okay with it, quite honestly. I'm okay with a good majority of animation styles. So it really doesn't bother me all that much. So there's only a few things. It's the motion art ones. Those are the ones that fucking bother me, where they've taken comic book art and just kind of move it along a little bit and animated just a little bit. That's not animation. Okay, technically it is, but it's lazy animation is really what it is. It's really fucking lazy animation. You might as well just cut it out and do paper mache and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yes, yes, have to. 3 women in the house. I am at a disadvantage. Morks, that's why you got to get your own TV someplace where they don't know. And you got to say, I got to go do some work in the garage. And yeah. But yeah, the boys thing was fun yesterday. And I'm glad I went to that instead of waiting for, 12 hours in line to go get a Hall H wristband. Because quite honestly, I don't wait 12 hours in line. I waited a total of maybe an hour for Ballroom 20 to get in. And the longest I waited was to get into the boys' party, because they were only letting in 300 people again. And I waited 3 hours, a little over 3 hours actually, to get in there. Did you like the Witcher trailer, Filthy News? You know what? I didn't see the Witcher trailer, Filthy. Sorry. That's the other thing. At con, you are in a news blackout pretty much, because, again, there's 500,000 people. They're all using the same bandwidth. I had problems just messaging as it was off of my phone. Wi-Fi was just a no-go. I tried hooking into some of the public Wi-Fi networks, and that was just shit. I actually had better reception than most people. Anybody who had AT&T or Verizon were screwed down there. They had nothing, because it seemed like everyone was on that. Yeah. Fornobi just asked me if I was in Dennis. I told him I am in the chat, not in Dennis. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird, Viking Rich. And also, I don't swing that way. Good answer. Yes. Good answer. Good answer. Maverick looks awesome. Yeah. So some of the other things I got, by the way, that are going to be giveaways here. Let's see here. I just picked this one up today. So this is a Titans poster. Yes, I know, from Titans. Fuck Batman. But that's going to be a giveaway as well. I don't know on what as of yet. It's going to give me a DC Universe thing. So one lucky fan will get that. And this is the other one I got the day before, which I really liked. This is the Young Justice one. So the Young Justice poster. It's all on heavy cardstock. So there we go. And that one's actually a pretty cool poster. I like that. The Young Justice Outsiders one. That one's nice. And tomorrow, I believe, is Swamp Thing, if I'm not mistaken. I missed out on Doom Patrol. I didn't realize they were doing the giveaway. And all I basically had to do was walk up with my QR code from my DC Universe account, and I got a free one. And no, Marks, I did not catch the Dark Crystal. Again, lines were hellaciously long. That was something I was not willing to wait 4 hours in line for. So, yeah. Sorry. Same thing like The Expanse. The Expanse line was just ridiculously bad. Yeah. Stanley Tweedle, Tom Cruise does not accept his age. Maybe there is something to the Scientology stuff. Why aren't you live? Yeah. Why aren't you live YouTubing from down there, Sasha? Because, again, like I said, the bandwidth is fucking horrible. I can barely message from down there. And yeah, it's just it's really bad. I can't even do. I can barely do the Instagram posts. Yeah, from Comic-Con, exactly. The reason why I was able to do Instagram posts and for my, from the boys panel is because I was piggybacking on Amazon's free Wi-Fi network. And so as long as you were in the compound, you got Amazon's free Wi-Fi, and I was able to just do it. Oh, sorry, Sasha. You just dropped in right now. I did get you something though, Sasha. So you got a little Harry Potter pin coming your way. I don't know where it's at. It's someplace over here. I don't know exactly where. So, yeah. So another lucky fan is going to get this little exclusive pin. This is from, if I can just hold it up correctly, this is from the new Thrawn book. Thrawn Treason is what it's called. I'm looking down at the book as I speak right now, and that's a Star Destroyer, is what that is. So I'm guessing when The Mandalorian comes out, I might be giving this one away to a lucky fan as well. So I finally got the one thing I wanted when I went there as well. I got my Thrawn audiobook, which was really kind of cool. It's got a little signature by Timothy Zahn and the voice actor who did the reading for the book, and comes with its own little audiobook. Actually, it's a digital audiobook that you can, it has a USB that you can just pop in and download and all that kind of stuff. Kind of cool. And of course, I got my book as well, my Thrawn book. That was pretty much the only thing I really wanted out of the con, and I had to go twice in order to, because the first time they'd already given out all the wristbands that day, and so I just went back. That was my first thing I went to. The next day, got my wristband, which was fairly easy, and got what I needed. Tron or Thrones, Dennis? Are you asking which one I choose, Mr. Roboto? It would be Tron. And by the way, the guy who played Sam from Game of Thrones, he was on the Entertainment Weekly panel for Brave Warriors. And one of the questions they asked was, what's the bravest thing you've done? And he answered, coming to Comic-Con after the shit that just went down, with all the people leaving, and everyone just started clapping and cheering. I thought that was actually the best answer out of everybody that had answered. It was pretty damn funny. SNB. Saturday Night Blast Off. Yeah. It could still be SBO, Slurmy. That's fine. What is this nonsense about books? Comic-Con is about TV shows, as the name implies. Exactly. Tron or Troon? I don't know what Troon is, Mr. Roboto. So let's get to some news, man, because that's what we're here for, right? We got shit tons of news. Let's see here. I'm going to start with all the Marvel news because Marvel just dropped a shit ton of news. So the cast for the Eternals came out. It was Angelina Jolie as Athena, not Athena, but Thena. Selma Hayek as Ajax. Richard Madden as Icarus. Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo. Brian Tyree Henry as Fastos. Leah McHugh as Sprite, Don Lee as Gilgamesh, and Lauren Ridloff as Makari. Yeah. Huge cast. They basically came out. Yes, Disney Plus will get my $6.99 as well. And yes, Salma Hayek does make everything better. I kind of toyed with the idea of putting that same picture again in the thumbnail just to get people to come on in. But I was pressed for time. I didn't do it. So Gilgamesh as in the 5,000-year-old story. No, Gilgamesh as in the Jack Kirby not New Gods, Fourth World story from Marvel from back in the 70s. So it's a little different Gilgamesh. Yeah. She is going to be in a Marvel movie. Yes, Stanley Tweedle. Salma Hayek is in a Marvel movie. So the next thing they said is the next Marvel movie that's coming out is going to be May 2020, and it's going to be Black Widow. That's when Black Widow is going to be released. After that, it's going to be May 7th, 2021, and this one was interesting for the title, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So Kevin Feige said, just because, and there may be spoilers of those of you who have not seen the new Spider-Man movie, the multiverse has been talked about, but then it was kind of debunked. But Feige said just because it was debunked doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So the multiverse is going to be brought into the Marvel MCU officially. Yes, that is what's going to happen through Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch is going to be in this one. Also, in spring of 2021, they're going to have WandaVision, is what it's called, which is the Wanda and the Vision. And it's events that will be tied directly to Doctor Strange 2 as well. And that's going to be on Disney Plus. So let's see. Sorry, I knocked the chat off here as I was looking at that. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness from the Avocado Jungle of Death. Exactly. Any Joker news? No, Mr. Roboto. There's no Joker news. No one cares. It's not comic anyway. It's on its own thing. So fall 2020, Falcon and Winter Soldier are going to be coming out. And Anthony Mackie had the cap shield with him when he came out onto stage. So supposedly we may have Falcon becoming Cap in that one. Again, that's on Disney Plus. Also on Disney Plus is going to be spring 2021 is going to be Loki. Loki comes out in spring of 2021. And we get to see what happened to Loki after Avengers Endgame. How everything went down, what's going on, what he was doing. Because now we have alternate timelines, as it is, I guess you can say. Is WandaVision like 3D? No, it's not. Yawn Black Widow, but Doctor Strange can't wait. Anthony Greenslade, I'm actually interested in Black Widow because they're going to Black Widow. Natasha is not going to be Black Widow to start off with because it goes back into the past to the 80s, and we're going to have a different person, and it looks like it might be Taskmaster, who either that or it's not Sportsmaster. I can't remember the other character, but it's going to be one of those superpowered or weird mutant kind of characters that are in there. Because we've already seen pictures of it. What are your thoughts about the new series Picard? It's on CBS All Access. Anthony Greenslade, I don't care. I actually posted as a joke. It was on the side of a building, one of the buildings, the Hilton, as a matter of fact, and it was hidden in some palm trees. And I couldn't get a good shot of it, so I took a picture of it and I said hidden advertising, and the Hilton, of course, liked it. They loved it, as a matter of fact. They said, love this. And I was doing it as a joke, quite honestly. I'm not interested at all in the Picard series. It's they need to move on from the Star Trek that they've been doing and move into the future and just go beyond Star Trek Next Generation. Do something else. If you need to do a Section 31 story, that's perfect. That's what you need to do. They just need to move away from what they've been doing and kind of fucking up the will Will Wheaton be in it? He might have a guest spot in there. He is bringing back like an old, a whole bunch of old cast members and things like that too. So, because they need money. So, also in summer of 2021, we have What If? That's going to be animated on Hulu, and Jeffrey Wright is going to be narrating it, which I thought was interesting. That means I have to start up another Hulu account again just to watch that, because What If was one of my favorite Marvel comics in the 70s and 80s. Yes. And into the 90s too. It was actually pretty damn good. Also on Disney Plus in fall of 2021, Hawkeye is going to have a limited series, and it's going to focus on Kate Bishop. So for those of you who don't know who Kate Bishop is, she is the one who takes over from Hawkeye from, and she is going to be the new Hawkeye. He's going to train her, and she's going to become the new Hawkeye. And the big news, the new Thor movie, Thor 4, with Watiti coming back to direct, is coming out November 5th, 2021, with Natalie Portman returning. And it's titled Thor, Love and Thunder. And she is going to be the female Thor. So yes, we are going to go through that whole female Thor storyline that came out fairly recently. The Kurtzmans should step away from Star Trek. I agree with you, Stanley Tweedle. I totally agree with you in that. Oh, for fuck's sake, is what Sasha says about the female Thor. It's actually a really well done story, Sasha. She, Jane, actually has terminal cancer, and she ends up getting the. There's an interesting story behind it, let's just say. And so she ends up becoming female Thor. And every time she goes back to her human state, the cancer is just getting worse. And she's really, going to die if she goes back to her human state. So it's like, do I stay as, Thor, female Thor, or do I go back to the human state? And yes, there is some stuff that's there. Viking Bitch says, quite the outrage. I don't give a shit about female Thor, but I don't want to hear the bitching. Yeah, I don't. Honestly, it's something new. It really is. I mean, just I don't know. Give it a chance. It's the same thing. A lot of us were talking about it online about Pattinson. Yes, being the new Batman, and how everyone was giving him shit about that. And it's like, yeah, well, you guys said the same thing about Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, when they announced he was going to be the Joker, there was so much fucking outrage. They're like, the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You, that little fucker, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, he's actually a good actor. And then, of course, he becomes one of the best Jokers. Actually, the best Joker outside of Mark Hamill. Yeah. Filthy News says, actually, Picard is not going to be on CBS. It's going to be on Amazon Prime and Space in Canada. Canada, Filthy News. So not here in the US, in Canada. And there's a whole new showrunner. Personally, it's going to be great. I'm glad you're going to be able to see on Amazon Prime and Space in Canada. For us here in the lowly third world country of the United States, we are not going to be able to do that. So we are going to have to pay CBS All Access for those of you who want to see it. I will not. You mean Leto, right? No, I was not. Leto, everyone hated that. Everyone was on a united front about Leto not being the Joker, because we got the Hugelo Joker, which was fucking horrible. Did I hear correctly that the Orville? I was getting to that, Stanley. I will get to that in just a second. So that is the big Marvel news that just got dumped completely on us in the last, and I forgot one other thing. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That's going to be out February 2021 and will feature the real Mandarin, played by Tony Leung. I'm very much looking forward to this. Again, child of the 70s. Shang-Chi, excuse me, was one of my favorite comics as well. There was a whole Bruce Lee craze that was happening in the 70s. Everyone was kung fu fighting. There's a whole song about it and all that stuff. And that's what this is based on. It's based on the 70s comic, Shang-Chi. And I'm glad they're actually mixing in the Legend of the Ten Rings. So we get the real Mandarin for a change. And maybe we'll get Tony Stark back. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back from the dead to fight the real Mandarin the way it was intended to be. A kneel before Thor, the god of, I can't exactly say what use you're imagining. She's actually the god of thunder as well. The goddess of thunder, Stormy Scott. Yes, Kevin Conroy is definitely the voice of Batman, Anthony Greenslade, but Mark Hamill as the Joker is the definitive Joker. Yes. From what I saw from the Dark Crystal, Mark Hamill will be in it. Yes, I'm fairly sure he is voice acting in that one as well. Mark's Uh, so Mandarin will. I did not delete your comment, Sasha, whatever that was. I didn't see it. So, yeah. And you guys want to disagree about it? That's fine. I mean, quite honestly, it is what it is. Until it comes out, don't judge it. I mean, well, you can judge it and say, hey, this looks like it's going to be shit. Or, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be into this. But then when you see it, oh, she deleted herself. Okay, great. I wasn't sure who deleted what. So I wasn't watching, quite honestly. I've got about like 3 different screens up and I'm kind of going between them because I don't have a big array of screens around me, unfortunately. Can I get e.g. Egg Foo from Wonder Woman 1970 as a villain? Oh, yeah, Joe, you can. You can, but probably not in anything you're going to see anytime soon. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Dark Crystal. I wanted to see it, but again, like I said, the lines this year are just hellaciously bad. They need to move over to the lottery system again instead of doing this whole camping out in line bullshit. We have lotteries already as it is to get in line for items. Like if you want to get into the Funko line to get a Funko Pop, you actually have to sign up for the lottery for that. I think they need to start doing that now for the panels, for like the really big panels. Just do it online. It's open. The portal will be open for a certain amount of time. You can sign up for whatever ones you want, and then if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Then there's people that are waitlisted off of it as well. That's what they should do. But what do I know? I've only been going to it for like 20 years. Will you be reviewing the Cats movie Idris Elba is in? I didn't even hear about it. I still haven't heard about Doom Patrol. Jimmy Olsen. I know they were doing the panel tonight for DC Universe. So, yeah. I don't know. So, excuse me. Need a little bit of water on that one. The Orville's 3rd season is going to be on the Hulu, not Fox. And it's going to be delayed and coming out till 2020 for some reason. We don't know why. But yeah, the production. So Seth MacFarlane's production company, the deal that they had with Fox ended. It got picked up by Disney. Disney owns Hulu, and so they moved it over to Hulu. Probably has nothing to do with the ratings and how bad they were. I'm fairly sure. But read into it what you may. And then there's also delays. I don't know if they're going to be retooling some stuff or what's happening. Shh, Morks, don't tell people. Sasha, Viking Bitch, I just think it's a joke that they take movies and roles. No, it's actually done in the comics too, Sasha. So it's fine what they're doing. It's actually a good take in the comics. It wasn't done as the whole Me Too process or anything like that. It just was. It was a natural progression in the comic story. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it in the movie. If they do it really ham-fistedly, sure, it could be really bad, but I think it's going to be fun. Oh yeah, I'm sure, Joe Greer, you're going to hear lots and lots from another channel about that. That's going to be fodder for another 50,000 subscribers over on that other channel. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's the new focus on that one. Yeah, it was. Doom Patrol was brilliant. It was so well paced. I keep thinking about the episode when they all have an orgasm. Yeah, exactly. Anthony Greenslade. That is, I'm like I said, I'm very disappointed that I got that I didn't get that poster. I really did want that poster. I didn't know it was there. Oh, it's been officially renewed. Thank you, Jimmy Olsen's Blues. You heard it here. Doom Patrol has been officially renewed. Thank you. God damn, that's actually really damn good news right there. Yeah, I know the panel was running late tonight, and what are we at? We're at 8:30, so I think they were doing it at like 7 tonight, somewhere around there. So yeah, where? They probably just announced it at Comic-Con. Yeah, I have not talked about the Expanse yet. I haven't talked about that. Oh, there is one other thing I'm going to give away for those that are interested. An official Comic-Con bag. It's Superhero Girls. I got the lamest bag I could possibly get. Don't ask me why. It just, that's, you don't get to see what it is when you're picking it up. And quite honestly, that's going to be the booby prize. Or if someone really, really is into it, that's going to be given to somebody as well. I don't know on what yet. It'll probably be DC related. And people will get that. Yeah, I'm warning you right now. You will give me your address so I can send it to you if you win it. I get the prize if I show you my boobies? Sure. You can get anything you want if you do that, Sasha. Lame bags for everyone. Mork says Doom Patrol renewed for season 2 on DC Universe and HBO Max. Oh no. No. Oh. So they are moving stuff over to HBO Max. Wow. I kind of figured they were going to do it, but I wasn't sure. Sure. But you heard it here as well. I had called that shit a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that they were going to move that stuff over to whatever that new streaming service was. So, yeah. Man. All right. Nice. That's good news. That is really damn good news that Doom Patrol's been renewed. And yeah, I guess I'll have to follow it wherever the hell it goes because same showrunners and stuff like that. I'm in. I'm definitely in. So, as Slurmy was alluding to here, December 13th, the 4th season of The Expanse drops on Amazon Prime. Excuse me, all at once. December 13th. That's kind of a far way away. What is that? Almost 6 months out, 5 months out. I saw the new trailer for it and I wasn't that excited about it. I watched it and I was like, yeah. Or as I told the girl at Think Geek, so Think Geek is probably their last year here at Comic-Con. It was a 20th anniversary too. And you get little pins. They give you a little password every day to go in and get pins. And today's password was you had to walk up and go, meh, and shrug at the same time. And the way I did it, because I was I was just kind of looking at their pamphlet of stuff, and I looked over at her and went, meh. And she just started busting up laughing. She reached underneath and grabbed the pin and gave it to me. But that's kind of how I felt about the Expanse trailer when I looked at it as well. Yeah, I was like, yeah, not really feeling it. Movies are cool. Man boobs. Yes. The moobs. You get a man's ear. Oh, that was another question actually on the Brave Warriors panel. They were talking about she was actually pretty funny, the moderator for the Brave Warrior panel, and she said, "Have you ever done any manscaping that you've regretted?" And she just said, "Show of hands." And so the panel consisted of William Zabka from Cobra Kai, Cameron from who plays Segel on Krypton, Cress who plays Black Lightning and Black Lightning, of course, Sam from Game of Thrones, Aiden from Project Blue Book, and the guy from Person of Interest and Lost with the glasses. I can't remember his name, the actor. So it was all of them that were up there. And yeah, it was kind of funny. The only person to raise their hand on that question, was Sam and Cameron. Those are the only two that raised their hand on that. And yeah, it was pretty damn funny. Request information on Doctor Who. I don't know, quite honestly, Sasha. The Doctor Who, so the BBC America has a booth, and no one was in the booth hardly at all. And it wasn't because they were capping lines or anything like that, which they do at that. It was really strange because they were in the middle of stuff, and there was room to walk. There wasn't. I honestly don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, I haven't followed Doctor Who, and I leave it to other channels to bitch about it. That I honestly, yeah, I haven't watched it since the premiere. It's just because I'm not really into it. Sorry. Yes, The Expanse season 4, December 13th, exactly, marks. Yeah. I haven't been into the Doctor Who stuff then since Matt Smith, quite honestly. That was the last time I really was into it. And I liked the stories that were there, but yeah, I haven't watched it since. Sorry. Our fan zones are supplementary. There's gaps in my fan knowledge. I'm not saying our he says patronizingly. No, I'm not saying they're supplementary. David Tennant was the best, in my opinion, is what Anthony Greenslade says. I know some people. I like Eccleston too. Eccleston and Smith, I think, were actually really good. So, so some other news that we've got going on here. I'm going to start with some of the lower ending stuff there, and then lead to something big here. So, let's see. Oh, and I forgot to mention also about the boys. When I was talking about the boys at the beginning here, they announced during the panel they're halfway through shooting season 2 right now. Yeah, they got already re-upped for a second season, or halfway through the second season of shooting. They actually flew down from Toronto just for Comic-Con, the entire cast. And for Comic-Con, it was really kind of cool. They stopped shooting, came down, and they're going to fly right back. I think they left last night, as a matter of fact. And the other thing that was kind of funny too, they weren't even in Hall H. They went through the line at Hall H on, let's see, so they did their panel yesterday in Ballroom 20. They on Thursday went through the line of Hall H and gave out everyone Carl's Jr.'s hamburgers as they're going through, because they have a deal with Carl's Jr. to do some of their advertising. And I thought that was pretty damn funny that the cast goes through. And yes, I know they're there to do press junkets and shit like that and all these things, but any Conan panel? No, Conan I couldn't get into, Mr. Roboto. Again, I tried on Wednesday and that was done. I was done trying to get into that. No Mother's Milkshakes. They gave us milkshakes, Stanley Tweedle. They did at the boys premiere, the fan premiere. I didn't even put that 2 and 2 together. Mother's Milkshake. Got it. Yeah, that's pretty damn funny. Carl's Jr. Walking Dead. Interesting comment, Sasha, about the Doctor Who similar to Law and Order cast members. Yeah, Capaldi. Yeah, I know some people love Capaldi. I couldn't get into. I tried watching a couple episodes and I couldn't get into him. Yeah. And again, there's just, as I was talking to the guy last night in line. So I was with some dude bros last night in line. Really nice guys. I mean, Chase, if you guys are out there, Gary, if you're out there, different Gary altogether. It was great hanging out in line with you guys, and also with Kiwi, Kelly, and I forgot the last girl's name. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was great hanging out with you guys in line for like 3.5 hours and talking about all kinds of stuff. But yeah, they were dude bros. They lived out in Little Italy and all that stuff. It was kind of fun. But they were nerds too, man, like hardcore nerds, and we're talking about everything under the sun. And it was kind of neat, you know. But like I said, you never know what you're going to run into with people in line at Comic-Con unless you start talking to people. And that's what lines are for. You talk to people, you find out what people like, and it's a good way to kill time in line, you know? Yeah. I know you hate Kevin Smith, but did you see him do an interview on the boat out on IMDb? No, I didn't. He does it every year, Joe. He goes out to the IMDb yacht. I did go out to the yacht today, walked past it. Nothing was going on. I did see some guy and a woman being driven away on a little lawn. What is it? The golf carts, and they're wearing little sailor hats with the IMDb logo on it. So I don't know if they're the Captain Marianne or what was going on. Anthony Greenslade says, I thought I saw a preview of Sarah Connor. Oh, yeah. So they did do Terminator Dark Fate. That was on Thursday. And actually, the guys, Chase and Gary, were there. They were telling me about it, and they really liked it. They were kind of into it. I actually skipped it because I went and did the outside stuff. I went to the Pennyworth experience, and I went to the Amazon Prime indoor or outdoor thing that was going on. And I don't regret it, quite honestly. I did want to see an aging Schwarzenegger, but yeah. And I guess they were dropping F-bombs like crazy in that panel. It was kind of funny because the boys panel, the trailer for it, not the trailer, but the clips that they did for it, they bleeped them out. So there's one, it's the very opening of the first episode. And there's two kids that are talking, and I swear to God, like every other word is dick, fuck, bitch, something like that. It's a swear word, and so it was beep, yeah, and I just beep, blah, 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 beep, and it was pretty funny actually. So, and Aisha Tyler was the moderator for that panel, for the boys panel, and she was dropping F-bombs like crazy. She even says at the very beginning, she goes, if you brought your kids to this panel, you are a terrible parent. Demonetized. That's so damn funny, Stanley Tweedle, because it's true. Is Edward sober up enough for a movie? I don't know. Which Edward are you talking about? Have similar experience at various wrestling events, standing in line. Yeah, exactly. Voldemort said his lifetime is too important for queuing. Yeah, that's right. It was in Hall H. So in all honesty, I wasn't probably going to get in anyway. And I did some other stuff, and I did not regret it. I only waited half an hour for Pennyworth, and it was worth it. Same thing with Amazon. I waited like half an hour, got in. It was awesome. And what else did I do? I did a lot of outside stuff the first day, and just went around and took a look at everything that was around there. No female Terminator movie slated. It is actually, Sasha, the next one, Terminator Dark Fate. It's a female Terminator. Well, she's not really a Terminator. She is and she isn't. She is a human that has been augmented into. I know you were making a joke, but I realize that, Sasha, but that you obviously haven't seen the trailer. Yeah, she is an augmented human. The guy is actually a Terminator. Yes. The actress from *Halt and Catch Fire*. Yeah. Wasn't she the new Sarah Connor, Joe Greer, or whoever yeah. I know Sarah Connor is not the focus of this movie. It's some other woman now that, is supposed to be the focus of Terminator, and that's what the Terminators are trying to kill now, or Skynet's trying to kill. Yeah. So let's see what else we got here in the world of news. Excuse me. On November 15th, The Man in the High Castle's fourth and final season drops on Amazon. I'm actually kind of happy with this. The Man in the High Castle has been an interesting series. It's not, again, for everybody. It's hit and miss with some people. I liked last season. Last season was actually pretty good, and I'm kind of glad that it's ending. And I want to see how it's going to end, to tell you the truth. So it's based on Philip K. Dick's book, so that is going to be interesting. Dennis, you were outside. What is this outside you speak of? That is on the other side of your door, Mr. Roboto. I'll stop joking about my anti-forced feminism. Is it really, though, Sasha? Oh, thank you, by the way, Joker. Thank you for the theme song. That was a free, unlicensed music that I could use, and that was the one I liked, so I picked that one. I am alive, Ejar. I'm burnt but alive. Yes. Stanley Tweedle says, I heard a funny name for the new Terminator invented by a Latino person. Oh, no. No, that's bad. Thank you, Sasha. Yeah, I was trying to debate whether or not to do. It's 30 seconds in length, that intro that I did. And I did it, by the way, for everyone who signed up, who subscribed, and all that stuff. It was a big thank you as well. And also, so I had an intro to the Comic-Con survival guide that I did. But yeah, I was debating whether or not to do like 10 seconds or 30 seconds. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do 30 seconds. Sure, I'll do it that way. So, yeah. Let's see. A Nosferatu, for those of you who are interested in that, has been renewed for a second season over at AMC. I tried the first episode and I couldn't get through it. It was pretty bad for me. So I know some people are into it. That's great, but yeah, I was on that one. But then again, I'm not really a Zachary Quinto fan either. I don't know what it is about him, but he was all right in Heroes. Can you elaborate on bad, Sasha, is what you're asking me? It just was really boring. I didn't care about any of the characters. And it's Joe Hill trying to do his dad's version of scary. And it's boring. It really is. It's really, really boring. Dennis's intro in reality is John Crichton, is what Mark says. No. Who's this John Crichton you speak of? Is that the guy who wrote the Jurassic Park book? Yeah, I didn't like him as the new Spock either, because Spock is not supposed to have emotions. But there we go. Because you think most things are bad is what's no, I do not think most things are bad. There's very different degrees of badness. Some things can be so bad that they swing back around and become good again. Yes, it is possible to have that happen. So maybe I might just keep his hand, and just kind of do that every now and then. Someone puts something up on Dennis is more a Stephen Moyer fan. Thanks, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, I love Stephen Moyer. Yeah, especially when he gets fired from shows because they get canceled because they're so damn bad. Yeah, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Talking about Joe Hill, I was hoping for a Lock and Key series. There is a Lock and Key series coming out, Stanley Tweedle. No one knows when, but supposedly they're filming it. But no one knows when it's coming out or if it will ever see the light of day. It's pretty much in the same development hell that Why the Last Man is in. And Elizabeth Shue is supposed to be in Why the Last Man as well. So if that tells you anything. So she was filming Why the Last Man before she got her role on The Boys, before The Boys was even brought into production. And Elizabeth Shue got her role on The Boys, has filmed it, and is already in the middle of season 2 of filming, which means that I don't hold out any hope for either of those two shows making the light of day anytime soon. No one will ever replace Leonard Nimoy, though. Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony Greenslade. Sorry, God, my blah, 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 blah. I actually was reading something on one of the geek sites, and they spelled Nimoy Nemoy, and for some reason, I got a little bit of nerd rage. For some reason, I don't know why it was. It's the little things like that, you're like, come on, man, it's Spock, for God's sake. You gotta know who that actor is, and if you don't, that's what IMDb is for. That's what the internet is for. Here, let me Google that for you. I can't believe The Boys already got a second season. Yeah, they did tone down the ultra violence. Oh, so let me rephrase that. The ultra violence is there. The sexual stuff they've kind of turned a little bit, so it's not as misogynistic as the comic is, because it is Garth Ennis, by the way. Garth Ennis is a little bit, yeah, you know, which is good. So they smoothed out some of the wrinkles and did just a little bit of a tweak on a certain scene, shall we say. And that's all you need to know. Early renewal VB, so Dennis is cancel proof. Yeah. Exactly. So and also because again, like I said, there's something a little bit off on it, so I'm not in total love with the show. I like the show, which means it's safe. That's the reason why. Thanks, Stanley Trio. They'll probably shoehorn lots of women into Why the Last Man. You think? What's your favorite Star Trek movie? Anthony Greenslade asked me. Star Trek 5. No, I'm kidding. I really it's Star Trek 4. No, it's Star Trek 2. Yes, of course. It's the Wrath of Khan. Anybody knows that. It's Wrath of Khan, definitely. He vexes me. Why does he vex me so? That's okay, Dennis. It doesn't have to be extremely graphic to get the point across. Exactly, Viking bitch. It doesn't. They changed some of the context as well. Sasha Gardner says my mom made me watch Khan when I was 8, and I still can't stand things near my ears. Yes, yes, the little bugs. Was the astronaut in your intro killed by Hall H in 2001: A Space Odyssey? Yeah, I know. So that's the whole thing about suspended Fanimation, Joe. So the little character, my little astronaut there, his name is Astro, and he is frozen in space, and that's what suspended animation means, is that he is suspended Fanimation. So it's kind of a take on suspended animation, but Fanimation. There we go. They put creatures in our bodies. Which Khan, Dennis? New Khan or old Khan? There is only one Khan, and it's Ricardo Montalban. There is no other Khan. Yeah. It's like fine Corinthian leather. Or yeah, or it got cut off. The airlock. Maybe the line got, yeah, something like that, Joe. Let's see what else I got. I know there's one other thing, if I remember correctly. Two other things. Here we go. So Watchmen on HBO starts in October on HBO. Watchmen on HBO starts in October on HBO. Yeah, that's really good. You would think they had an outdoor experience. They had two of them. They had one over by Petco Park in this parking lot. There's a gigantic parking lot that's there. They have stuff in. I'll post pictures. And then they had another one over on 6th Street. So I walked over to the one on 6th Street, and there's a booth. I heard from people who did it. That's why I didn't bother standing in line, because one, there was really no shade to stand in. It was a really long line, number two. And number three, I heard that all you do is you walk in, they scan your body, they scan your face and everything, and they put it on a screen and have you morph into a hero or a vigilante or whatever it is on there. And that is it. They don't give you anything. And they collect your information too. So they collect your email address, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't need to stand outside in the sun for half an hour or 45 minutes or, however long and do it that way. No, that's okay. Yeah. Data mining. Yeah, that's pretty much what all the stuff is right now is data mining. They are slowly but surely kind of tweaking it at Comic-Con to find out what is your superhero name? Dennis is what Mork says. It's Captain Deodorant. That's what it is. I've always threatened to do a cosplay as Captain Deodorant for Comic-Con and hand out little travel size deodorants. If I can ever get sponsored where they're just send me a whole bunch of those little travel size deodorants and just throw them out into the crowd. You need deodorant and you need deodorant and you need deodorant and use it and wash your ass. So yeah, that's been a long time. I've been talking about that one for like 20 years now. Captain Deodorant. Dennis does always smell good. Yeah, exactly, Sasha. That's why. It's because yes, I do wash my ass. Watchmen actually looks like it might be cool. Maybe I kind of liked the movie, but I felt something was missing. I'll give it a shot. Is what I'll do. I mean, it is on HBO. I do have that. I will watch it, and I will. I might even cover it as well. Exactly. That's my battle cry, Joe. It's going to be wash your ass. Why captain? Because I haven't worked my way up to admiral as of yet, Mr. Roboto. The commendation is coming, though, at some point in time. See, that's the reason why. It's all those demerits that keep happening and keep building up. It's keeping me from... because of the man. The man won't let me become admiral. The man's holding me back. So my final bit of news, and this was actually kind of interesting. Brandon Routh is going to play Superman again in this year's CW crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he's going to play Superman alongside, it's not in replacement of, but he's going to play it alongside the current Superman that they have in Supergirl. Tyler Hoechlin is his name. And he plays a fantastic Superman, by the way, Tyler. But Brandon Routh getting suited up again as Superman for the Arrowverse crossover brings a little bit of joy to my heart because it's one of those things that they make fun of it on Legend of Tomorrow. There's these little asides that they say and all these kind of things like that. It's really damn funny. It really is. And yeah. Yes, there are going to be two Supermen, Stanley Tweedle. Two Supermen. Yeah. And from what I understand, Burt Ward, who played Robin in the 60s Batman TV series, is going to make a cameo on Batwoman, the CW Batwoman as well. There you go. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and I'm really kind of happy about that. Dennis's superpower is he can fall asleep anywhere, even at work. Sometimes, not anymore. Yes, I can sleep in. I have fallen asleep standing up, as a matter of fact. It is a gift. Yes, he still is in Legends. How does that work? Alternate universe is what that is, Stanley Tweedle. Alternate universe. Anthony Greenslade said, speaking of DC, does anyone know when the new series of Green Arrow starts? October, if I remember correctly, Anthony. October. And it's the last season of Arrow, as a matter of fact. So it basically is a joke. More than likely, Stanley Tweedle. Excuse me, they're going to involve Legends. Of course, Legends were in this crossover this year. They actually made a lot of jokes about that in Legends of Tomorrow. If you watch it, they're like, yeah, we're not doing that this year. No, we're not going to be involved in that one this year. So this year they are going to be involved in it, and I'm happy about it. So it's going to start in December, the crossover, and it's even going to carry over a little bit into January as well. And I'm very much looking forward to it. It's always a lot of fun. It's so much fun when they do the crossover. The crossover is probably the best part of the whole Arrowverse. Arrow is still not dead. He might be at the end of this season. So the astronaut has a red shirt under his suit. They're floating, Captain Dennis. He might. I don't know. Or the NASA budget was cut, and that was the result of the NASA budget being cut. And Supermark's back at you. Have you watched Gentleman Jack? I have not, Joker. I thought about watching it at one point, and I was just like, there's too much shit to watch. I have been watching The Rook, though, and The Rook's been alternately disappointing and also like, what the fuck is going on, really? Can you get to the story? What the fuck is going on? Can you get to the story? What the fuck did I just watch? Oh, can you get to the story? I don't know why I'm watching it, to tell you the truth. I think I'm just watching it because I'm fascinated by what the fuck is going on and how much I don't know about the story. That's the reason why I'm not covering it either. I like the actress Sarance Jones. There's something weird about her. I don't know what it is. It's the way she talks, with the way her mouth moves, that makes me kind of. I do an RCA dog thing where my head turns to the side. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Are you going to watch Orville on Hulu? No, I'm not, Ejar. I am not. I'm not watching it now on Fox, but neither are a lot of other people, but I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. Buy the veal. It's milk fed. There we go. It's milk fed and baby veal. Mork says it's like commercials, Dennis. You don't know why you watch them. Yeah. I agree. The Rook is weird, but not in a great way. I know somebody here actually has read the books. Someone told me that they were reading the books. I can't remember who, unfortunately, and is disappointed about it. The Gifted rerun, Fox. Yeah, I'm gonna go and watch that. I didn't watch the end of that, Mr. Roboto, just because it was that bad. I'm glad it's canceled. Stormy Scott says, Ejar, Dennis is not an Orville fan, but he does like the popcorn. Sometimes. That was the one thing I was. So I'm not a fan of butter on popcorn, just so you know, if you're ever going to buy me popcorn. And the popcorn last night had the fake butter on it. I was like, but I ate it anyway. I was cold. Rediscover the X-Men. I'm hoping now that Singer is going through his whole sexual assault things and will no longer be part of the X-Men universe, and now that it's also bought out by Disney and has reverted over to Disney and Marvel and all that stuff, that we're actually going to have real X-Men now for a change, and not this shit, the Singer X-Men, because God, that was horrible. 20 years of that. Joker says, has anybody read anything but Rebecca Ronhorse in the chat? Read anything but Rebecca Ron? I don't know what Rebecca Ronhorse is. Sorry. Hot or cold pot? It was actually cold, Joker. It was cold, yeah. Ejar says, Slurmy, I know. I was just wondering if we can get an additional nail in its coffin. Yeah. I notice you don't do the super chats, Dennis. Why? Because you need to have 1,000 subscribers in order to have super chat, Joe. That is the reason why. I would do super chats, but I need 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to spread the word out there, that she's a sci-fi writer, Joker. I kind of figured she was, but I don't know who she is. You're up 10 subscribers. I am. I'm actually up about 61 subscribers right now, which was pretty good in the last 28 days. Not bad. I'm up over. How about the 4,000 hours? Is that not? No, it's not, Stanley Tweedle. So you have to have a combination of 4,000 hours watched and 1,000 subscribers in order to get there. Yeah. So Dennis just needs 1,000 bot accounts. No. I want real subscribers, Mr. Roboto. Real people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joker. I can get there by the end. Oh, I'll be close. I think by the end of 2019. Are you going to ignore your non-super chatters also? Of course, HR. They don't matter. No. I like talking to everybody. How are the cards landing at Comic-Con? So I haven't really been giving out a lot of the cards, to tell you the truth, Sasha. I've been giving out to people here and there, but nothing like really big. So the freebies table, they moved out of the way now. So no one's going through the freebie line at all. I'm glad I didn't do flyers. I was going to do some little flyers for the podcast. And then I saw where the freebie table was. It used to be right in the middle of the door to leading in. So you pick up your bag, your lanyard and all that kind of crap, and you get funneled through another door in order to have to go back downstairs to get to the floor and all that stuff. And so before you got through that door, there was a whole freebies table. So they do it as impulse buy, if you will. That was the best way of doing it. So people would go by and they're like, huh, what's here? And they're looking through and they're like, oh, this is just shit, and you walk past. Now they moved the freebie table off to the side. So you get your lanyard, and as you're walking towards the door, you see the table sitting off on the side, but you don't know what it is. There's a little sign that says freebies up above it. And I was like, yeah. Yes, Sasha, I am going to make a shirt. I have a shirt in mind as to what I'm going to do. I just need to get off my ass and get it done and find, like I said, I need to invent a pocket dimension where time doesn't exist there, so I can work on it, get it done, and then I can come back and jump right into this. M Edison Hat just jumped in the chat. What's your feelings on Fantastic Four? I'm excited. Hope they do it justice. Did they announce that, M Edison Hat? Did they just announce Fantastic Four? I'm gonna actually take a quick peek because if that's the case, Fantastic Four Marvel. Future Marvel projects will include. Okay, there we go. 1 hour ago. Da, 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 da. Okay. Marvel president Kevin Feige just unveiled a packed slate of projects, I just went over that represent the next phase of Marvel's cinematic universe, including sequels, original projects, and television shows. But he also announced that they've got plenty more to come beyond 2021, including sequels to Black Panther and Captain Marvel, as well as with other properties like the X-Men and Fantastic Four. At the end of Marvel's Hall H presentation at San Diego Comic-Con, Feige announced that Black Panther 2, Blade, Captain Marvel 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Fantastic Four, and Mutants are all happening. They just don't have dates confirmed yet. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So they said that it'll have at least 18 Marvel films hitting theaters between now and 2027. And that's not counting the Disney Plus streaming shows. Wow. 18 movies. So yeah, that's they're looking, at another 10 years is what they're looking at on this. I'm not surprised. That is what they want to do. I am all for it. Yeah. I'm interested in that, quite honestly. I'm very, very interested in a Fantastic Four movie done right. What's a TARDIS, Sasha? I'm kidding. I know what a TARDIS is. It's that thing that R2D2 rolls around in, right? Right next to the bathroom in the corner. Yeah, actually, the freebie table was no, it's not right next to the bathrooms. These should be right next to the bathrooms. Quite honestly, a lot more people would go to the freebie table then. Please don't charge a ridiculous amount of money. $48. $48? Who the fuck's charging $48 for a shirt? Marks. I mean, damn. If you can't, I'm sorry. If you can't find a way of getting your shirts done cheaply, and still make money off of them, yeah, then you're doing something wrong. Quite honestly, you're not looking fucking hard enough. That's all I can say. $48. Fuck that. Jesus. Obviously, somebody's paying retail price for whatever it is and then marking it up like another full retail price. I hope you won't lose a tooth in each time jump. Thanks, Joe. I hope not either. A guy named Carlos posted the Expanse news before Amazon released it. Is that crazy Carlos? We know he has ears there. He might have, Slurmy. He might have. No, Stanley Tweedle, that was not a Fantastic Four Easter egg in Far From Home. They debunked that one. I know, Joe. I needed to do the Patreon. So the T-shirt is supposed to be part of the Patreon. That is, again, superhero fatigue. I don't think superhero fatigue is going to set in for a while, Stanley Tweedle. There are lots of interesting ways of doing things from comics. So not all comics are superheroes. That's all I'm going to say. You don't need to do superheroes for everything. There's a lot of comics out there. A lot of comics that you can choose from. I mean, come on. Jonah Hex alone. That one hasn't been touched. I mean, Josh Brolin, sure, he fucked that up pretty well. But that was almost 15 years ago now. I'm sure they could remake that one. Triggered? No, I'm not triggered. What are you talking about triggered? I'm never triggered. Sorry, I was remembering back last night to The Boys, and there was a funny thing at the butcher. It was a Matrix conversation, as a matter of fact. It's a Matrix conversation that plenty of us have probably had at one point in time or another. You can't remember if it's the blue pill or the red pill that he takes in order to either stay in the Matrix or get out of the Matrix, and Butcher can't either. And so he goes, so you take the red pill and, you go off and you stay in your happy little life and sit your ass on the couch and blah, 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 blah. He goes, or you take the blue. Wait, what pill was it that you stayed, that you get out of this whole fucking thing? And I thought it was funny because he just completely went off track of what he was trying to say. And it's one of those things that happens. No, there is no Legion panel at Medicine Hat. There is not. Wow, you can get a licensed Bethesda Fallout 4 hoodie cheaper than that. Anthony Green's. I know, man. I mean, come on, 48 hours, $48 for a t-shirt? Jesus Christ. Stanley Tweedle says, I don't like Soup's comics anyway. More into other ones. Yeah. Joe, Megan Fox was actually really, really good in that movie. She was actually the most competent actress. She outacted everyone else in that movie, the Jonah Hex movie. She deserved an Oscar compared to some of the other actors in that movie. Will Arnett is in that, and Aiden. I'm blanking on his name. There's one scene in there with Will Arnett and Aiden that they look like they're reading cue cards for the first time, and really kind of wooden acting. And I think we should. What's that word? It's really that bad. It's on HBO right now, as a matter of fact. It's hilarious. I want to go back and just pick that scene. It's just really bad. What do you think about the Area 51 invasion? Agent, I honestly don't care about it, to tell you the truth. Sorry. Slurmy Scott says, Sasha, how bizarre. I was typing Scrooge McDuck also. His superpower is making money and swimming through coins. That's right. David Tennant is voicing the new Scrooge McDuck in the DuckTales. Michael Fassbender, what about him? I have not bumped into him. That's actually one of the people I did. Who the hell did I almost bumped into somebody else Again, I walked right through one of those lines. Someone was coming out of the back end of the Hard Rock Hotel, and there's people lined up again, and I literally almost bumped into somebody. I don't know who it was, but I made it through pretty quickly. I wasn't supposed to be there. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention to where I was walking. You are really shit at pep talks. I know that. I don't. I don't. I don't give the rousing speeches, things like that. Weirdest thing you ever saw in Comic-Con, huh, Morks? Oh fuck. Wow. Um. There isn't really a lot of weird stuff that I. So you got to remember, I'm from San Francisco, and what is considered weird is just a normal Tuesday in San Francisco. And so it takes a lot for me to kind of consider something weird. And I've told this story before. I'm in San Francisco when I was living there. I'm going to work. I'm heading out to the Caltrain station. It's a train station, like a real train station. Yeah, I know, Sasha. I don't mention where I'm from at all. I never, ever tell anybody where I'm from. And it's raining a little bit outside. There's nobody at the train station. I'm walking through, and there's a guy. He's got to be about 325, something like that, stripped down to his boxer shorts, dancing in the rain with a local radio station written in lipstick, I believe it was, on his chest and on his back. And the reason for that was it was for a radio contest, something like that. And I walked right past him, didn't even blink an eye, because it didn't seem weird to me. And then there's something in the back of my head. I went, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. Maybe you want to take a look at that. And I looked back and I'm like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird. And then I just kept going on about my business. Did you ever hear about the Armory building? Yes, the Kink is what it was called. Yeah, I know exactly. Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy on Graham Norton are hilarious. Yeah, I like Michael Fassbender. I really do. He was actually in Jonah Hex as well. True story. He plays a small role in Jonah Hex, and he's also in that really bad Will Smith movie. I know there's a lot of them to choose from. Wild Wild West. He's in that one as a small role as well. Yeah. That is why I feel so comfortable here. Dennis, high tolerance for weirdos. Yeah, it's. I can't really say that there's anything that's been like really like out there for me at Comic-Con. Normally they don't let that stuff fly too long. Anything that's really, really super weird, they still, even though there's supposedly no dress code, there is a dress code at Comic-Con. They don't allow certain things through. So if you have a very skimpy outfit, and of course it's gender biased too, by the way. So they let the Spartan guys through, the guys that are all oiled up and stuff like that are wearing shield and a helmet, and Slurmy, you would like that. Like I said, yeah. Ugh. But a woman doing the same thing wearing a chainmail bikini, nope, not gonna fly. Any Power Girl cosplay? There was one, I believe, that I took a picture of, if I'm not mistaken, that I posted on Instagram. I can't remember. There's a lot of stuff going on. Have you ever tried a skimpy outfit, Dennis? Maybe. In the privacy of my own home, maybe. Penn Farm Girl, mostly well behaved. Hey, Penn, how's it going? Well behaved perverts. Yeah. Oh, you've been lurking. That's what's been going on. Excuse me. So yeah, that's all the news I've got. I mean that that Doom Patrol got renewed, thankfully. But that's weird. It's going to be on DC Universe and on HBO Max. Yeah, very, very weird. Actually, let me take a quick peek while I'm here. Doom Patrol Season 2 with help from HBO. There we go. Da, 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 da. HBO and DC Universe. Oh, okay. So here we go. HBO and DC Universe to partner for Doom Patrol Season 2. If you, like me, are perpetually in mourning that nobody watches the best superhero show on TV, because this is, I'm reading something from Polygon, is what I'm reading. Rejoice, Doom Patrol will soon be available on the recently announced HBO Max, and it's getting a second season. Currently available only through DC Universe subscription service, Doom Patrol is based on the surreal comic book. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The second season will be produced via a deal with HBO Max, Warner Media's upcoming subscription service. Season 2 episodes will premiere simultaneously on both services. Thank whatever deities are out there. All 15 episodes of Doom Patrol's first season will also be available on HBO Max when it debuts in spring 2020. There you go. I am happy about that. That makes me very, very happy. Yeah. No, there is no Harry Potter news because he's dead. I mean, no. They had the only thing they had at Comic-Con that was Harry Potter, Sasha, was Harry Potter and the Cursed whatever the play. They had like a little booth about that, and it was kind of funny. It was empty because everyone was like, no one wants to hear about the play. Yeah. Sorry. He's not dead, you know nothing. I know. He's a Force ghost now, isn't he? With Anakin and John Wick. Isn't that right? Am I right? I don't remember. At least that's what they told me in the whole Narnia series. I thought it was part of it. Is Han a Force ghost? I don't know, man. You don't know the story. You don't know the story. You know nothing. I beat you to it, Viking bitch, on that one. You know nothing. Plato, the only true knowledge is knowing that you know nothing. That's us, dude. Yeah. Come on, Bill and Ted. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Somebody, I believe, from the Mondo booth retweeted one of my tweets about God, what was it? It was something that I posted for Comic-Con, and then they gave me the Mondo booth. They said, "Oh, stop by and grab a Bill and Ted poster or a T-shirt that they were selling." And the funny thing was, I was actually looking for the Mondo booth, the number, but the reception was so bad inside the con, I couldn't call up the app on Comic-Con to find out where their booth was, and I couldn't find it in the stupid book, so I gave up. And now I have it in the phone because they actually retweeted my tweet with the booth number, and I'm like, "Hey, guess where I'm going tomorrow? I'm going to Mondo. Take a look at that." Yeah. I'm sorry, Joe. I know it's 2:20 in the morning. I'll let you go. Have a good night, man. Where's the Harry Potter Fanimation YouTube? I don't know. You got to start one of those, Sasha. It would be nice or just time travel and save him. I have watched all the DC series at the moment, and apart from iZombie, any recommendations what to watch? So you've watched Constantine, Anthony Greenslade, the first season that's up. That's actually really good. Let's see what else. Like I said, Doom Patrol is really good. Swamp Thing's really good. I'm trying to think of anything else DC wise. I mean, the rest of the stuff is kind of, yeah. Maybe I should just step into your show for Harry Potter segments. Sure, why not? Just invite yourself in. uh Oh, what? Harry Potter? That's so 2010. People still watch that. That's what works. See, I was going to be nice about it and not bring that up, but I'm glad someone else did. It had to be said. Good night, Viking bitch. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm gonna end things here fairly soon too. I know it's late for the rest of you guys, and it's gonna be late for me too. Well, it's 9:30, but I still have one more day of con to get to, and I also need to kind of edit a video. I need to put together that damn video for the boys panel and put it all back together again, and yeah. So let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, there's been, like I said, a lot of interesting news today. We're probably not going to get that much more news tomorrow, if anything, because it's Sunday and that's usually the family time day. And that's when people buy their last little bits of stuff, see what else they can get into, what kind of trouble they can get into, and all that kind of thing. The Crimes of Grindelwald watched last night. It was incomprehensible to me, is what Slurmy Scott says. Yeah, there you go. I'm not into the Harry Pothead. I'm sorry. Potter. Sorry. Did I say pothead? That was somebody else. It's 9:30 p.m. Drink some coffee and get back to work, you biker. I don't drink coffee, Jar. Sorry. Just, yeah, I don't drink it. Yeah. But yeah, so I've got videos to edit. I've got pictures to post. I got a crap ton of pictures. Like I said, the data, there was nothing going on down at con down there, cell phone wise. It was really, really hard to get out even messages, that kind of thing. It was pretty bad. So I actually have to catch up on that. That's my next thing to do. But so with that said, if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. You can hit the dislike button just as long as you go down below in the comment section. Tell me what it is you don't like. Give me some constructive criticism. And you can see when I'm going to be on again next. You can hit the little bell down below. If you hit the bell before, don't hit it again. It will unclick it. You can go into the bell settings and get as little or as many notifications as you want. It still is a 50-50 proposition from YouTube, whether or not they will, notify you in time. I try to do it early enough, but sometimes it doesn't happen. You can also go to suspendedfanimation.com. That's my website. Take a look at my schedule. My schedule is up there. And of course, this week is Comic-Con, so everything's been canceled. But next week, I'm starting back up again. Monday is Legion. Tuesday, I'm off. Wednesday is Krypton. Thursday is iZombie. Friday is Swamp Thing. And Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off. There we go. And Preacher's starting up soon, too. So Sundays we'll be back with Preacher. Can I get every fourth notification? I think you can, Ejar, if you go in and set your settings there. What about the Dark Materials series? You know what? I've only heard things sparingly about that, to tell you the truth. Stanley Tweedle, I haven't really looked into it. I know James McAvoy is in that one. Am I right? And I haven't really delved into what it's about. I'll tell you the truth, Stanley Tweedle. Yeah. Let's see. I also have a Twitter. I also have an Instagram. Follow both of those. And I also have a Patreon, but I don't have any tiers set up as of yet, which will happen at some point in time before the end of the year. There, I put a time frame on it. No, I will work on it. I am. So if you're still on the fence about joining up, by the way, you're going to see a video pop up here. It's going to take a video from my vast video library based on your everything you've been watching on YouTube. It takes a little algorithm and it matches it up to one of the videos in my library and pops it up there. You'll also see a video up here of my latest video, whatever that was. I believe that was Legion. Yes, Legion was my last video. So that'll be up there as well. Actually, my last one was the Con Survival Guide, but I'll put Legion up there anyway. Yes, and click the like. Exactly. Thank you. Harry Pothead, you're right. Thanks, Anthony. Let's see what else we got here. Did you get many hits on the guide? You know what? I haven't looked lately, Sasha. I've been so busy, I haven't been looking at YouTube. That last night I didn't get in till about 1:30 in the morning, and slept in. I actually had sent Pepper out to the pet hotel, is where I sent her last night, because I knew I was going to be back really, really late, and I was going to be out pretty much all day. Actually, I was out all day, and she didn't like it, of course. But I left early from con today. She was actually going to stay again tonight because I was planning on being in the Marvel panel, but of course that didn't work out. And she's back today. You're welcome, Morks. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for signing up, subscribing, and just being in the chat. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It really is. It really, really is. This was fun and unexpected. Great chat tonight. Thanks, Slurmy. Yes, it was a lot of fun. And like I said, we need to wrap up some stuff on Comic-Con before con wraps up itself. I'm sure there's going to be some other stuff that pops up here and there, and we'll see what happens. But Protego? What is Protego? Is that kind of like Progresso, but with a little more egg? Sasha? I kid. I don't know what Protego is, though. With that said, thank you, Pen Farm Girl. Thank you. And thank you if you made it through this far in the chat and have gotten through, or this far in the video, I should say, and are wondering what the hell you're watching now. It's just me. Shut up about. That's pretty funny, Stanley. But again, it had to be said. You can tell it's late at this point. And if you made it this far in the video, I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. Excuse me, as my voice fails me. Thank you for signing up, or thank you for watching, and hopefully sign up and subscribe, and come on board and take a look at everything else I've got to offer. Yes, I am sleepy. So I'll let you guys go. Good night. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that HBO has decided that they're going to co-fund your show, and it's still going to go for a second season, but now it's on HBO as well. HBO Go or HBO Max, whatever it's called now. Thank you, everybody, and good night. And I will see you on Monday.